We begin with the latest in the Middle East. Israel continues to face international backlash as it pushes through with the offensive in southern Gaza. The military operation has forced over 700,000 Palestinians to flee Rafah, a city that served as their last bastion of refuge. Palestinians are now being forced to leave Rafah as Israel begins its final push to eliminate Hamas.
Several tunnels have been destroyed by our troops, and additional tunnels will be destroyed soon. This activity will intensify. Hamas is not an organization that can reorganize at the moment. It does not have reserve troops. It does not have the ability to produce munitions. It has no supplies. It cannot rearm. It cannot treat the terrorists that have been hit. The result is that we are cutting it off. We are wearing it down.
Now fearing an influx of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, Egypt has decided to completely close down its side of the border crossing. However, the closure of the border has led to a complete halt in ground-based deliveries of much-needed humanitarian aid for Gazans. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has pressed Egypt to reopen the Rafah border crossing while accusing Cairo of holding Gaza hostage. Netanyahu even took a potshot at Egyptian President Al-Sisi, saying that the Rafah crossing would have been open if it were up to Israel. Now, these comments have only inflamed the situation as Cairo has attempted to be a balancing act amid the unfolding crisis in Gaza. And President Al-Sisi has accused Prime Minister Netanyahu of wanting to drag the war out, deliberately evading a ceasefire deal.
We found Israel continuing to escape its responsibilities and evade efforts exerted to reach a ceasefire, but instead it is moving forward in its military operation that is rejected in Rafah, as well as attempting to use the Rafah crossing from its Palestinian side to tighten the siege on the enclave.
And now Egypt's foreign minister has weighed in as well, accusing Israel of being solely responsible for the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. Egypt has also warned Israel of dire consequences and a degradation of diplomatic relations over Netanyahu's actions. The Rafah Crossing, which borders Egypt, has been the main gateway for passage of aid, including food and medicine, into the war-torn region. And up until now, Cairo had been overseeing the entry and exit of aid trucks into Rafah. And now Egypt's refusal to coordinate with Israel comes amid disagreements with Prime Minister Netanyahu over his military actions. Egypt, which has been a key mediator for the ceasefire talks, appears to have joined a growing list of nations that have run out of patience with Netanyahu. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden. How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.